The British and Irish Lions remain unbeaten down under, but the 52-12 win over the Queensland Reds raised just as many questions as it answered. Andy Farrell's side showed flashes of brilliance, but also revealed areas that need urgent attention ahead of the Test series. Here are the key takeaways from a hard-fought night at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Combinations are still taking shape, but some partnerships are beginning to stand out. The halfback pairing of Jamison Gibson-Park and Finn Russell looked immediately cohesive. Directing the Lions with tempo and control, their ability to link forwards and backs was a highlight and puts them now firmly in pole position for the first Test, which is unsurprising given their experience. Meanwhile, Finn Smith and Alex Mitchell impressed off the bench, maintaining tempo and in fact lifting the pace a little bit as they were exploiting a very tired Reds defence. With Thomas Williams out injured, the Lions will be relieved to have depth in such a crucial area. In the front row, Ellis Genge and Finlay Bealham continue to make their case as the finishing pair. Bealham in particular has gone from late call-up to serious Test contender with a strong showing both in the scrum and around the park. Certain positions are beginning to lock in. Dan Sheehan is a clear first choice at hooker, while Finlay Bealham's consistency has made him the leading candidate at tight head. In the second row, captain Maro Itoje reminded everyone of his class with a powerful, tireless performance that included a try, 10 carries, 18 tackles and a line-out masterclass, as well as just pouncing on every loose ball he could. Jack Conan is the standout number 8 so far, offering intelligent link play and a high work rate around the park. Jack Morgan, after a quieter start to the tour, exploded into form with a dominant all-court display. His turnover in the 14th minute and incisive support lines demonstrated why he remains a serious candidate for the Test back row, and it now looks like he's in a shootout with Josh van der Flier for that position. In the backs, James Lowe remains nailed on at left wing. Tommy Freeman's 2-try outing has kept him firmly in contention on the right wing, especially with Duhan van der Merwe struggling to fit into Farrell's system and kind of ruling him out of that left wing spot. At fullback, Elliot Daly was again superb, leaving the pitch with an apparent arm injury is a big concern however. If he is unavailable, Blair Kinghorn and Hugo Keenan will need to hit form quickly. Neither have featured on this tour as of yet. Defensively, the Lions still have work to do. For the third straight match, they conceded an early try within the opening 10 minutes. Restart receptions remain a glaring issue for this squad, but that is something they should be able to fix. Miscommunication and structural breakdowns led to multiple turnovers and near disasters. Social media's reaction has of course been scathing, and rightly so. It's an area that must be urgently addressed before the Wallabies take advantage of them in that Test series. The set piece also came under pressure, the line-out was inconsistent and the scrum conceded 4 penalties. Andy Farrell has since said he'll be seeking clarity on some of the referees' interpretations on that side of things, but regardless of that, the Lions need more control and discipline up front when Genge and Bealham are not on the park. Errors at the breakdown and in open play plagued the Lions in the first half. Handling mistakes, overthrown lineouts and missed tackles allowed the Reds to stay in the match longer than perhaps they should have. The Lions ultimately pulled away in the second half, but these first half lapses are becoming a worrying trend for the Lions, albeit it is still early in the tour. Despite these issues, there were individual performances really worth celebrating. As touched on before, Jack Morgan was named player of the match and he was phenomenal. His energy, aggression and clinical finishing gave the Lions go forward and some much needed defensive steel. Maro Itoje led from the front and showed exactly why he's a generational talent and the captain of the squad. Jamison Gibson-Park's distribution and speed of decision making created numerous openings, and Finn Russell controlled the tempo expertly. They really dovetailed nicely, those two. Freeman showed he's ready to push Ireland's wing duo of Lowe and Hansen for a spot, while Alex Mitchell and Finn Smith's cameo suggested that Farrell has genuine depth at halfback and he would be well advised to keep that Northampton pairing together, whether it's starting or from the bench. On the injury front, Elliot Daly's status is uncertain and Tom Curry's tour is faltering. Once considered a likely Test starter, Curry struggled to assert himself at blindside. With Morgan and Van der Fleer surging and Chesum bringing balance and brutality, we'd love to see him move into that number 6 shirt just to bring that extra size at number 6. Will Stewart missed a chance to push his case, giving away penalties and failing to impose himself in the scrum. Beelam's rise is now more than just a storyline, it's a serious selection debate, and one that probably doesn't surprise Andy Farrell. After 3 matches, the outlines of a test team are starting to form. Some shirts are already relatively locked down, others are still being hotly contested. But what's clear is that time is running out even early in the tour. The Wallabies await and the margin for error is shrinking each match for the Lions. If the tests were tomorrow, for us, a Lions 15 might look something like this. Ellis Gage, Dan Sheehan, Finlay Bealham, Itoje, Byrne, Chesum, Van der Fleer, Conan, Gibson Park, Russell, Lowe, Tui Pelotu, Ringrose, Freeman and Kinghorn. For us, the bench would then have Cowan-Dickey, Porter, Furlong, McCarthy, Morgan, Mitchell, Finsmith and Hansen. It's not yet a finished product, but for us that looks like a really balanced side. The Lions will now move to face the Waratahs, and with every match, every minute, the picture becomes a little clearer for Farrell and his coaching staff. The journey does continue, of course, and the test matches reckoning draws a little bit nearer. So, for the Lions, they will obviously want to take another step forward against the Waratahs, keep up that strong second half and try and get a better, quicker start in the first half, which should come with a bit more cohesion. Thank you for checking out the video, and we hope you enjoyed the content. Make sure to click that like and subscribe button and leave us a comment on who you think will be your first Lions test team when it all begins in earnest.